In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we have the third secondary grade, second semester, Unit 2, Grammar, Mega Goal 6. This lesson is prepared by Muhammad al-Bahiri and presented by Muhammad al-Ataymin. In this lesson you can identify using such that or so that and reduce adverbs clauses to participle phrases. What do such and so mean in these sentences? We have two sentences. The first sentence is, it was such a hot day. The second sentence, it was so hot day, or it was so hot today. What's the meaning of such and so here? They mean very. So a hot day means it's a very hot day. So hot today, it was so hot today, it was very hot today. Such and so make the meaning of an adjective or adverbs stronger. Such that and so that are used to show causes and effect. Such plus adjective plus noun plus that. It was such a strange experience to see my old friend again that I was speechless. So we have such adverb, which is a strange or strange experience. Then we have noun. Then after that, after that we have the effect. The effect is I was speechless. We have another sentence. Jack is such determined person that he always manages to succeed. Very determined, Jack. And what's the effect of this property or priority to him? This characteristic with Jack. The effect is that he always manages to succeed. Now we have another form of using so. So, adjective or adverb plus that. So we use so, then adjective or adverb, then that. With such, we have only adjective. There is no adverb. Finding my keys on the beach was so unlikely that I was shocked when I spotted them. He ran so quickly that he won the race. Quickly is an adverb. What's the effect of being so quickly? He won the race. We can use so with many or few plus plural count nouns. Then that. Example, we discovered so many similarities between our lives that it almost frightened us. We have plural count nouns. Similarities between our lives. This is plural. So we used many. We can use few. So few people were accepted into the school that it's amazing we both got in. Here we used few instead of many. and here we have people. Okay. What about this sentence? We have, I have so much homeworks that I want to be able to go out tonight. The form is so many, few plus plural count nouns plus that. Finally, we have so much and little plus non-count nouns plus that. You can say, he had so little training that no one thought he would be accepted to the energy company. Note that is frequently left out in casual speech. The book was so popular, it sold out within a week. So in casual speak, we may leave the word that. We can drop it, omit it. We can say the book was so popular, it sold out within a week. Or we can say the book was so popular that it sold out within a week. So again, we have such, adjective, noun, that. So, adjective or adverb plus that. So many or few, plural count nouns. And you have so many, few, plural count noun plus that. Finally, we have so much, little plus non-count nouns plus that. Exercise. Complete each sentence with such, a, and, so much, so many, so little, or so few. Think about these sentences. The first one, my grandfather drives slowly that other drivers get annoyed. You can say, my grandfather drives so slowly. He drives so slowly. Number two, I got sleep last night that I feel exhausted today. I got blank sleep last night that I feel exhausted today. Exhausted means tired. So he got what? He got so little. He got so little sleep. Number three, he has blank big family that he has cousins he hasn't even met. So he has cousins he hasn't even met. What does it mean? Think about it. Big family, so what can we say? Such a big family. Such a big family. Excellent. They are good friends that they are more like brothers. Think about this sentence. They are good friends that they are more like brothers. They are such good friends. They are such good friends. Here we add, let's write the answers. So little, so little, and here we can say, sorry, such a. And number 4, we can say they are such without a. Why? Why without a? Excellent, because here we have the plural s. Here we have the plural s. With plural we don't use a. Okay, number 5. The restaurant was crowded that we couldn't get a seat. The restaurant was what? So crowded. The restaurant was so crowded. Number 6. There are rooms left in hotel that we'll have to take whatever is available. Of course, they cannot say so much or so many. You can say so few, so few. Number 7. There are good courses this year that I can't decide which ones to take. There are, what can we write here? So many, so many. Number 8, that TV has large screen. That TV has large screen that it feels like you are almost part of the story. That TV was such a large screen, such a large screen. Number 9. There are shoppers in the store today that it looks empty. There are shoppers in the store today that it looks empty. So few. so few. And finally, number 10. There are good TV programs on these days that I hardly watch TV at all. Again, so few. Now, we will talk about the other subject today, which is reducing adverbs or adverb clauses. Reducing adverb clauses. An adverb clause can be reduced to a participle phrase. Participle phrase means when you're describing someone in a phrase, we call it a participle phrase. When the subject of the adverb clause and the subject of the main clause are the same. The subject of the adverb clause and the subject of the main clause, when they are the same, we can reduce to a participle phrase. To do this, drop the subject in the adverb clause and follow it with a gerund. Okay, we will explain it more in the following example. Here, where is the adverb clause? The adverb clause. The adverb clause is the first clause here, after we met online, because it followed the adverb after. Because we have the adverb after this phrase, we call it adverb phrase or clause. And the other clause, we call it the main clause. Where is the subject of the adverb clause? The subject of the adverb clause is we. And the subject of the main clause is we too here. So, since they are the same, the subject of the adverb clause and the subject of the main clause are the same, we can, an adverb clause can be reduced to a participle phrase. How we make it participle phrase? We drop the subject we and we add ing to met. After meeting online, we discovered that we live in the same town. Where is the adverb clause in the next sentence? I ran into him on the street while I was calling him on my cell phone. The adverb clause starts from while. So, the adverb clause is while I was calling him on my cell phone. This is the adverb clause. And the adverb clause in the first sentence. Yes. So, where is the subject of the main clause or the main phrase? I. Where is the subject of the adverb phrase? I. So, we can say while calling. While calling. Okay, now rewrite the sentences reducing the adverb clauses to participle phrase. After I finish a large meal, I often feel sleepy. We have I and I. And the adverb phrase or the adverb clause is after I finish a large meal. What's the answer? After finishing a large meal, I often feel sleepy. After finishing a large meal, I often feel sleepy. Number 2. You should always put on screen before you go to the beach. You have you and you. The adverb clause is before you go to the beach. How can we say it? How can we write it or rewrite it to reduce the adverb phrase? We copy the first clause as it is. You should always put on sunscreen before going to the beach. Number 3, while we waited for the bus, we looked through some magazines. While we waited for the bus. Where is the adverb phrase or the adverb clause? The adverb clause here is while we waited for the bus. Sorry. So, this is the adverb phrase or the adverb clause. We can reduce it to participle phrase. How? We can say while waiting for the bus, we looked through some magazines. Number 4, before they found an apartment to rent, they had looked at dozens of apartments. Before they found an apartment to rent, they had looked at dozens of apartments. So the answer is before finding an apartment to rent, they had looked at dozens of apartments. Here are the answers. After finishing a large meal, I often feel sleepy instead of after I finish. You should always put on screen before you go to the beach. You should always put on sunscreen before going to the beach. 3, while we waited for the bus, we looked through some magazines. While waiting for the bus, we looked through some magazines. And finally, before they found an apartment to rent, they had looked at dozens of apartments. Before finding an apartment to rent, they had looked at dozens of apartments. Okay, now we come to the end of our today's lesson. We talked about such and so and such that and so that, and then the forms of such and so. And then we talked about the adverb clauses and how to reduce them to participle phrase.